And Christine, where are you from?
I'm from France.
Okay, nice. And what do you do for fun? What do you like to do in your free time?
Uh, Reading,
Nice.
watching TV sometimes also. Um, that's it. I don't do
Okay.
a lot of things, for be honest.
Okay. I love to read. Reading's probably one of my favorite things to do, so that's awesome.
Yes.
Um, and what kinds of books do you like to read? What types of books?
Um, I don't have a type of books actually. I can read many different books like comics. Right now, I just finished to read something like science fiction. It's how do you call this? There is a movie, Hunger Game. I
Oh, The
didn't.
Hunger Games.
Yes, I didn't watch the movie, but I read all the book.
Okay, I read all the books.
I read all the books.
Good. And did you like them?
Yes, really.
English? English?
No, it
Hungry,
was in French actually.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I, I think in English it will be too difficult for me. I mean, because it's not in our time. It's like a day we don't really know with different vocabulary. So I think in French it's easier.
Okay.
Maybe another
Yeah,
book will be interesting.
definitely. That's a good point. Usually, like future books or past books in other languages are a
Hmm.
little bit more difficult. But okay. And Christine, I can see your hand there.
Oh,
Um,
I'm not dressed up. I mean, I just do
which
my hair, I have my glasses on my nose, so I'm not really presentable right now. This is the reason for
that's
why you can see the roof of my bedroom and not another thing.
okay. That's fine. You can always turn off your microphone too, so that's always
Okay,
something you can do. Um,
okay.
but okay, cool. And so let's get started with today's lesson. And so, Christine, can you read the title and the next couple of lines?
So, in today's classes, we will practice job interviews, learn job interviews vocabulary, and talk about pet peeves.
Yeah, pet peeves. Can you
Peeves.
repeat peeves? Good.
What
Um,
is a pet peeves?
it's something that is annoying.
Oh, okay.
Um, or something that annoys you. And Ed Corchi, I'm gonna mute your microphone again. Sorry. So again, Ed Corchi, it might be another electronic device near your computer, is what it sounds like. So I'd try to remove, any cell phone or I don't even know, maybe a television or stereo that's like really too close. Um,
Okay.
Not you, Christine. It sounds
Oh, not
good.
me?
It's
Okay.
no. Um, okay. And also vocabulary. Can you repeat vocabulary?
Vocabulary.
Yeah, vocabulary. Good. And Luo, what do you mean by what a classical phone? What do you mean?
Well, because in the early days we have the phone and could make the seamless voice sounds, but nowadays, no phones could make those kind of
Really? Yeah, I guess
sounds. Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
funny. I haven't had a phone for a while. Um,
Hmm.
but okay, yeah, I'm not really sure what it was. Um, yeah, and so let's go to the next page. Luo, can you ask Santiago the first question?
Santiago, when was the last time you went in for a job interview?
Well, the last time I went for a job interview was 14 years ago
Sorry.
Okay.
because I'm still in this job.
Why you can remember the years so precisely, so very accurately? Why?
Um, I don't understand very well the question. Can you repeat again? Mm,
Well, yeah. Why Joshua has typed it in on the screen? Why can you remember the years so accurately? 40 years ago, I mean. 40 years is a exactly number, you know.
well, because I remember that day because I started in my current job in 2000, and I'm still working there. So it's about more or less 14 years ago was my last interview. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty easy to count things up from 2000. Perfect. And Santiago, can you ask Luo the next question?
Okay. How many times have you interviewed for a position?
Actually, I had less than 10 times for 5 times for interviewed for a position. Less than 5 times. Yeah.
How many times have you got the job? This is a question from me.
Well, I cannot exactly remember how many times, but I can say less than 5 times, probably less than 3 times. I don't know.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Awesome. And so I think that's good. Christine, what do you think he's asking her? What do you think he's asking her, Christine?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe what type of position she had before. She may be asking to have more details about her previous position.
Yeah, be asking for more details about her previous position. Really good. That's awesome. Okay, perfect. And does anybody have any questions on this page?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay, good. Let's go on to the next page. And let's have Santiago. Can you read the title, the directions, and the first 4 words?
Okay. Vocabulary. Use these words in a sentence or define them. Analyzed. Attained. Carry out. Collaborated.
Nice. Attained. Attain.
Attain. Okay.
Good. Make sure you get that D sound at the end too, but that sounds great. And then maybe collaborated.
Collaborated.
Nice. Perfect. And Luo, can you read the next 3 or 4?
Yeah. Engineered, facilitated, overcame, rectified.
Good. Rectified. That sounded great. Good correction. Engineered. Engineered. Can you repeat engineered one more time?
Engineered. But I don't know what means for facilitated and rectify. Rectified.
Okay. Good. So facilitated. Does anybody know what facilitated means?
No.
Okay.
It could be to do something easier.
Yeah. To make something
Easier.
easier to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
so when you facilitate something, you make something easier to do. Or you help. Yasmin. And Hussein, welcome to class. Hussein, how are you doing?
Hello, Joshua. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Uh,
Nice to see you again as well.
Thanks. And so, what about rectified? I think was the other word that you didn't understand. Does anybody know rectified?
I think it's when you made something wrong and then you just want to make it better, something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but for me it's something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's like to solve a problem. So rectify would be like to solve a problem. Make something that's wrong better. I think that's good. And Ken, welcome to class. Ken, how are you doing? Ken, are you there?
I guess he probably waiting for loading and probably in
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
Okay, well, so does anybody have any other questions on this page?
Yes, I don't know what that means. Attained? Attained?
Okay. And does anybody know what attained means?
To participate in.
Not quite. It's not quite to participate in. Any other ideas?
Joy.
Is to be involved on something?
Get
In something? Involved or in something?
To
Involucrate?
get something.
I haven't heard it yet.
I don't know.
achieve. Achieve.
Mm.
Yeah. To achieve or to accomplish. So at the end, you attain something. It's like you get it. When you get something
Okay.
that you have been trying for. So when you get something that you've been trying for, you attain it. So you can attain the peak of a mountain, you can attain a bachelor's degree in psychology, or you can attain all these things. It's like just getting them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
What overcame means?
How would you ask that question?
Uh,
So that's what you said. We need to change that a little bit. How would you ask that in a way that's grammatically correct?
could you please tell me
Yeah.
what overcame means? Without the S maybe at the
Oh.
end?
Yeah. So that actually works. Could you tell me what overcame means? And it would need the S at the end. If you just say what overcame means without the preface, that wouldn't be quite correct. So you'd have to say what. That's the most common way we'd ask that question. What word is missing?
What does?
Yeah.
What does?
What does
overcame mean?
means?
And what does overcame mean? So because the does, the auxiliary verb, takes the third person S in questions.
Means with
Okay.
S.
Yeah. So
okay.
means has no S. The auxiliary
with
verb
that.
takes it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And could you tell me what overcame means? Is good as well. Just a little bit different. But good.
I think
Does
it's
anybody
when,
know what?
yeah, I think it's when you superate, or when you get something, or when you recover from a disease or something like that?
Yeah. Okay, so it's like when you recover from a disease. Disease. You overcome the disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like to beat something, to beat an obstacle. So usually we overcome obstacles. Yeah, to get over.
Okay.
Could say something like that. But good. So hopefully that makes sense. And welcome back to class at Corchi. And Ken,
Yes.
Ken, can you hear us? Yeah, perfect.
Yes. Hmm.
How are you doing, Ken?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Nice, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Does anybody else have any questions about any of these words? Any other questions?
I have one more.
Okay.
I don't know the meaning of carried out.
Okay. Can anybody explain what carried out means?
To implement. To implement. For example, if we say X.
Example.
Okay. If we say like the army carried out an operation against the terrorist group, it means they executed an operation.
Yeah.
Get
Exactly.
things done. Get things done.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Get things done. Carry out.
Can you repeat it one more time, or maybe write it in the chat box?
Oh, sorry. Get things done. Get things
I'm
done.
not.
Oh, sorry. Get things.
Oh, get things done. Get things done.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's when you get things done, you carry them out. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Can you repeat "get things done" one more time?
Get things done. I know why you cannot catch my but get things done. Yeah, get things done.
Yeah. Okay, good. Get things done. So I think that's good. Okay, and does anybody have any other questions here?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. Let's go on to the next page. And Hussein, can you read the boss? And let's have El Corchi. Can you read the man?
Oh, okay. Wow, you have 3 master's degrees and a PhD.
Yes, it's all very impressive, but intrinsically, I have no common sense whatsoever.
It's not the sort of thing you should say during a job interview.
It's don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Good. And so, El Corchi, can you ask Ken the second question? Can you ask Ken the second question?
Uh, what do what do you think?
Sorry, now it's the first question. What do you think about this? So the first question. Could you ask Ken the first question, El Corchi?
What is common sense?
Common sense means sense which is shared by many people.
Okay. Can you give me an
Sense
example?
of manner or something like that.
Pardon?
Sense of manner which is shared by many people.
Okay. And can you give me an example?
Example. Okay, maybe shaking hand for the first met when people who at first met, and here it's Boeing. So common sense is somewhat different up to the cultures or group, actually.
Okay. That's not quite it. Shaking
It's not-
hands isn't quite
Okay.
common sense. It's close. I think you've got a really close idea of it. Christine, can you give me an example of what you'd say would be common sense?
Maybe I don't know. Like this, I don't know.
Okay. Does anybody think they have an idea?
Yeah, I think so. For example, if I'm going to drink a lot, after that I'm not going to drive my car because
This is common
you
sense.
you can get you can be or you can get an accident.
Yeah. Perfect.
Is that right?
That is right. So that's common sense. It's something that should be obvious. Something that should be clear to the majority of people. So it's a sense that's shared by many people. And what Ken said, it's like if you're going to drink a lot, then you're not going to drive because you can get into an accident. Also, another example of common sense is like if you're, maybe running really, really late for a meeting or an event where you said you'd be there, it's common sense to call the person who is waiting for you and let them know maybe. That's not quite common sense. That's like a common sensibility, Hussein, or that's just like human nature maybe, which is different than common sense. Common sense is like the obvious, it's like obvious action. So it's something, and it's usually small things. So like if you spill coffee all over the counter, it's common sense to clean it up and not just leave it if you're at work. So you don't want to leave it for somebody else to do because it's your mess. Does that kind of make sense?
I think it is a mix between do things right and to be a bit intelligent, a bit smart. You have to do the things right, and be polite too. Very good education, I think, too.
Yeah, I think that's true. So it's the ability to think and behave in a reasonable way and to make good decisions. So like examples of common sense. Okay. So these are some. It's like let's have Christine. Can you
Yeah.
read this first example?
Which one?
Sorry. It's the one right here. So it starts with you.
Oh, that it's not the sort of things you should say during a job interview.
No. Okay, so the highlighted sentence, can you see that?
Oh, sorry. You really should go to see a doctor if your leg hurts that much. It's just common sense.
Yeah. And then, so another thing is if you're very smart but you don't have a lot of common sense. It's like you don't think about the small things. But yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. David, welcome to class. David, how are you doing?
Hello, Joshua. Doing well, thank you. And you?
Nice. Okay, it's good to hear. Good to see you again, David.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ken, can you ask Christine this second question?
Okay. What do you think about this comic?
I think this is what's happened every time you go to the interview. They always ask you, not stupid, but strange question, I would say.
Okay. I think that's a little bit off. It's a little bit different. So the most important word here is common sense. So that's super important. So he's saying it's all very impressive. He's really educated, but he says it's interesting that he has no common sense. Does anybody else think they have a different interpretation of this comic?
Probably, this person says I don't have common sense in the job interview, so it's out of common sense. Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, by saying he has no common sense, he's actually proving it. It's like an example of something that you shouldn't say in a job interview. It would be common sense not to tell your weakness in a job interview. And then so the boss says it's not something you should say during an interview, and he says, I don't see why not. So clearly lacking common sense. So he doesn't have the common sense to know why he shouldn't say that even. So does that make sense, Christine? Do you understand a little bit better now?
Yes, now I understand. I didn't get the meaning of the comics at the beginning. Now I understand.
Comics are always a little bit tricky as well, but good. And Sampan, welcome back, or welcome to class. Sampan, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Nice. Okay, good. It's good to see you again, Sampan.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Okay, and so, yeah, does anybody have any questions on this comic? Any questions? Okay. So let's go on to some questions, and let's have Dave. Christine, can you ask David the first question?
David, could you say to me what are your strengths?
My strengths are hard worker. I think I can work under pressure. I have good relationships with my coworkers, and I can learn quickly.
Nice. And I can learn quickly.
Yes.
Good. Really nice job. One small thing, Christine. Could you tell me what are your strengths instead of could you say to me? Say to me sounds a little bit awkward. You can do it, but it sounds better just to say, could you tell me?
Okay.
So just a small point. Okay, and David, can you ask Luo the next question?
Yeah, sure. Luo, what are your weaknesses?
Weaknesses. Yes, my weaknesses is if I aim to something I have to achieve. I don't know how to stop. I usually, I spend all my time to do those kind of things. So sometimes I feel so tired and I don't know how to stop. I mean, yeah.
Nice. I don't know how to stop. That's good. That's a good weakness for a job interview. Maybe instead of saying enter something, if I start something, I have to achieve it. Or you could even say begin. Maybe often. So now my time. Usually would work as well. Luo, can you read those sentences one more time?
Oh, my weakness is that if I begin something, I have to achieve it. I often spend all my time trying to do all those things. I don't know how to stop.
Good. Nice. That sounded good. Okay, and Luo, can you ask Sampan the next question?
Yes, some fun.
Yes.
Why are you interested in working for makeup? Working for sorry. Why are you interested in working for working for sorry, let me see. Energy industrial.
Um, yes. Because the first one is your company is very well known um, and about energy industry is very interesting because in long term everyone the energy is important for world.
Okay. Yeah, in the long
Yes.
term, energy is important for our world. Good. Um, nice. Good answer. Okay. Anything else? Anything else, Sampan?
Because your company is uh, is very stable.
Nice. Nice job. Okay, and Sampan, can you ask Santiago the next question?
Santiago, why do you want to leave your current company?
Okay. Well, I want to leave my current job because they don't pay very well, and I work 12 hours every day, and I think that I have not future in this company.
Okay. We'd use an auxiliary verb here. How'd
I
you
will.
change that? Pardon?
I will think.
Not quite.
Uh,
So it's negative. It's a negative auxiliary verb.
I don't think. Okay. I don't think
Yeah.
I have future in this company. Yeah.
I don't think I have a future.
A future. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Maybe I work 12 hours a day. You could say I work 12-hour shifts.
Okay.
Just one small thing. You could say either. Both are correct, but that's something small. Okay. And good. That was really good though. And Santiago, can you ask Ken the next question?
Okay. Tell me about the time you dealt with a crazy crisis.
Yes, sometimes crisis happens. Several crises happens at the same time. It's tough, but I'm trying to be calm because without being calm, maybe we may made a wrong. We will make. I will make the wrong decision. So at the beginning, I try to be calm, and I would consider how can I solve it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good. What about tell me about a time
Mhm.
you dealt with a
Time.
crisis.
Oh yeah, right.
So it's the past tense. Yeah.
Not the way. Sorry. Time. For example, the starting job or job interview could be not a crisis, but a kind of a critical time,
Okay.
or yeah,
Um,
or failing test, or failing exam, or
yeah, so those are all
failing
examples.
test.
So in this case, so tell me about a time that you dealt with a crisis.
Mhm.
So by saying you dealt, if you're wanting to like examples, you could tell me about times people deal with
Mhm.
crises. Would be like kind of common. This is really specific, so it's looking for an anecdote. So it's like looking for a specific anecdote, Ken. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense.
So it's looking for a story about when you were maybe at work and a crisis happened and you solved it.
Mhm.
So do you have a more specific story for us here,
Yeah,
Ken?
but it's touched to my privacy. So when the crisis happens, I would try being calm and to observe the situation, and I would search for the how to solve it, or how can I solve it, or I would how can I say clarify where it is I can solve it or not, or I need help or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So again, I think that's a good answer for a general thing. The question, yeah, we're still looking for something more specific, but that's still good.
So
Okay.
I answered the kind of the idea, not the fact.
Yeah, so like a general thing of what you do in a crisis. Yeah, which is okay. Um, okay, and so does anybody have any questions on this page?
No question for me.
Okay. Let's go to the next page. And Christine, can you read the title and this first thing?
Idioms, pet peeves, things that irritate you.
Yeah, and can you repeat idioms?
Idioms,
Good, idioms. And irritate.
irritate,
Good, irritate. And so let's have David, can you read this first comic?
Okay, Joshua. Pet peeve when someone assumes that when you are reading a book that you are doing nothing, and therefore can be interrupted. Repeat that.
Good. Can you repeat interrupted? Interrupted.
Interrupted.
Good. Nice. Yeah. And David, can you ask Luo the first question?
What are some of what are some of your coworkers' pet peeves?
Yes, some of my co-workers, let me just make something. Some of my co-workers, they don't like cooperate with me, working together with me, and they tend to tell the boss what they have done and ignore what I have done. So it's make me so frustrated. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a really frustrating thing. It makes me so frustrated. Okay. Luo, can you ask the same question to Samfan?
Some fun. What are
Yes.
some of your co-workers' pet peeves?
Um, I think when my co-workers make some noise, um, um, play music around, and talk to his or her friends around.
Okay, when they make noise. I didn't hear the second part of it. So what's the other part? Samfan?
Yeah, sorry.
So you said when my coworkers make noise. What else did you say? You
Yeah.
said something else. I didn't hear.
Yeah. When when he play music around.
I still when they can you
Play play
play
play music around. Play.
play?
Yeah. Play music aloud.
When they play music loudly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So because loudly is modifying play, we'd have to use the adverb, which is good. That's a difficult thing. And can you repeat play? Play.
Play.
Good. Play.
Play.
Okay. Nice. Really good work. And so, yeah, does anybody have any questions here on this page?
No.
Okay. Cool. And so let's go to another comic. And let's have Santiago, can you play the boss? And let's have Ken. Can you play the actor or the Dilbert?
Okay.
Okay. We need someone who can solve the biggest engineering problem we have ever encountered.
Just disturb the power supply across both functions and double the font size.
Thanks. If I need anything else, I'll interview you again.
Nice. Distribute, Ken. Can you repeat distribute?
Distribute.
Distribute. Yeah.
Distribute.
Good.
Distribute.
Perfect. Nice job. Ken, can you ask Christine the first question?
Okay. What do you think about this comic?
I don't really understand why during the job interview we asked him this question. I think it's maybe a way for him to test him and to know his knowledge for this job, for this position.
Okay. Has the knowledge for. Okay, I think that's actually what the man in the interview thinks as well. So that's what he thought when he answers the question. He thinks it's just a test to see if he has the knowledge for the position. And so what happens at the end? What happens at the end that it makes the comic kind of funny? Maybe David. Or, yeah, David.
Okay, Joshua. I think it's funny because the guy who is interviewed, maybe he would think that with his answer he will get the job, but the interviewer is looking just for an answer for solving the problem, not for hiring him. Yeah.
Okay, so but the interview is just looking to solve the problem?
Yeah.
Maybe without paying any money.
Yeah, with Crispin money.
Good. Okay. And yeah, that's exactly right, I think. And okay, yeah. Does that make a little bit more sense, Christine?
Yes, now I understand.
Okay, yeah. And Christine, can you ask Luo the second question?
Luo, have you ever felt like this?
To be honest, I think I hadn't felt like this, but I can not say it exactly because every time when the boss, interview me, or PR department, they will ask a lot of things. So I don't know what is deserves to them. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so maybe never in an interview, but you're never really sure. Again, with the negative auxiliary verb for that first sentence. To be honest, how'd you change that, Luo?
To be honest, I think
I
thought.
Not quite. So we need to make it a negative auxiliary verb before think.
I have no idea. Sorry.
I have never could be. I have never.
Yeah, that would work. I've never felt like this. But he's saying think, so he's not sure. So what negative auxiliary verb would we use? We ran into the same problem before. Does anybody know how we'd correct this sentence?
I don't think.
I don't think. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like before. Yeah.
Yep. And so, Luo, can you read that sentence one more time?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think I have felt like this, but I can't say for sure. Every time the boss interviewed me, yes.
Nice. Okay, perfect. That was really good. And yeah, does anybody have any questions on this page? Okay, so hopefully no questions. Let's go on here. David, can you ask Sampan the first question?
Okay, Joshua, Sampan, tell me about the
Yes.
time you made a mistake.
About yeah. My mistake about my I have to present work, but I have less time for preparing, so I present not very well.
Okay. I didn't present well. Again with the auxiliary verb.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read that sentence or those sentences one more time, Sampan?
I didn't have enough time to prepare. I didn't present well.
Yeah, I didn't present well. I didn't present well. Okay.
I didn't present well.
Present.
Present.
Yeah, nice. Present. Okay.
Present.
That's awesome. What was the presentation about, Sampan? What was the presentation about?
Presentation.
Yeah, what was the presentation about?
Yeah. Present about I work about IT solution, so I present about IT solution for project.
Okay, about IT solutions for products. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sampan, can you ask Santiago the next question?
Santiago, what is your dream job?
Well, difficult question. Difficult question. Well, I don't know. Maybe I would like to be a good liar for defending people who I think they are not guilty about crimes or other things.
Okay. I think guilty of crimes. So maybe I would like to be a good lawyer. We'd say that defends people who I don't think are guilty of crimes. Or I'd like to be a good lawyer. Yeah, that defends. So we'd use the demonstrative there. That good. And it might sound better who aren't guilty of crimes.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit more natural. Obviously, the think adds a little bit different meaning, but
Okay.
good. Yeah, nice answer. And so we're just about out of time. Maybe Ken, can you describe yourself?
Oh, okay. I basically I'm a introvert person, and I'm shy, and what else? And I like peace. I don't like trouble, and or I don't like to see that people are fighting or troubling. Even
Nice.
yeah, maybe yeah. And I have a keen interest of learning English. I really enjoy the class.
Okay, I have a
Oh,
keen
lovely.
interest
Yeah.
in learning English.
Yes.
Good, and I really enjoy classes on Verbling.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, perfect. And so we're just about out of time now. Yeah, so does anybody have any last questions before we finish up? Any last questions? Okay. So really, yeah, have a great evening or afternoon or morning, depending on where you are. And hopefully I'll see you guys all again soon.
See you
Thank you very
again.
much.
Sure.